kind of like fate to meet them. It didn't go in our way, but we could change that.
I know they're looking for revenge. This time around, I don't think it's going to be any different.
For us, I think we just have to find a balance to become W gaming sometimes and to not become W gaming.
Hello.
Right now we're 1-1.
What's up? Background एक बार के लिए म्यूट करते हैं जब तक गेम चालू नहीं हो जाता. By the way, thank you so much for 2000 subs. But 2000 subs होने के साथ साथ कुछ चीजें खराब भी हुई कल. And that's all good. That's not that bad. ज़्यादा सीन नहीं हुए हैं. It's all good. Hello. What's up? 2.07. Let's go. अच्छा लग रहा है भाई वो 1600-1700 से निकल गए. बट है कौन मेरे को वो जानना है. थोड़े टाइम में वो जानेंगे. अभी तक गेम आई गेस शुरू नहीं हुई है. So that is one thing. Now also you guys enjoy matches. होगा तो अपन गेम के बाद एक दो गेम खेल लेंगे. थोड़ा सा वापस फ्लैट जाने की कोशिश कर लेंगे. कल जो रात को स्ट्रीम पे हुआ उसके बाद और ज़्यादा चीज़ें ख़राब हुई. When I tried to play offline and rank up, लेकिन नहीं भाई वहाँ से losers queue अगर लगा है तुम्हें तो Valorant बोलता है you can't escape from that losers queue. सिंपल है. तो भाई नहीं करेंगे escape. Icebox, Lotus and Bind, these three maps are there.
One to me. I was a little surprised to see PRX picking into that one because it's been a solid map for them, but it's one of the most normal maps.
Let's go.
They're just playing like kind of the old school Jet Sage KO look here.
I think the other big surprising thing is it wasn't them picking the Lotus.
Let's go, guys. 6 people are watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe.
On Lotus, that map that you have been relying on so very much.
And I'm gonna be real, not to lean back into the this.
अरे 2074 है. इसको जल्दी 5000 करवाओ before the champions ends.
Sold on it. I think these slow attack side teams with really good mid rounding like G2 can exploit a lot of the gaps.
मैं बहुत मजा आने वाला है. Literally बहुत मजा आने वाला है.
The neon with the jet.
The W gaming.
When I look at this series layout though, I do have to say it looks good for G2. I feel
The
like
W gaming is going to begin.
For that team. Lotus solid for that team. Bind.
I mean, Bind feels like a big advantage to them at the end there.
Yeah, it really does. But Seth, I know you're going to give me the counter opinion.
Look, there are some concerns to have here. Icebox, that was where the 100 Thieves incident happened over and over again. Frankly, for the side of PRX, Lotus was that second map, that first one rather, that G2 was able to take PRX down on when they faced off against each other. But we see here that there are going to be some adjustments.
Blade लगा कर कुछ pointed चीज लगी भाई. Oh, Sage.
Jingy on Sage. Really seen the value of the KO over the Sova on this map. I think that drone is kind of an invaluable tool to have. Although kind of playing exploitatively against the Harbor comp, I don't think it's bad.
What's up, guys?
Overall, good adjustment here. G2 is one of the few teams sticking to the Harbor.
Both the brothers.
They changed to that.
एक अपनी दादी के अकाउंट से, एक खुद के नाम से. Let's go.
Really good with it. I was impressed with how well Valen was playing on the Harbor.
I'm curious to see how practiced this Sova looks. It's not something Forsaken has played much of in his career. Something around 20 games worth.
That's right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the action, shall we? And all that's left to do, send it over to your casters. It's my BFFs from EMEA. You got Mitch and Tom on the call.
Thank you, buddy. Yes, it's time to get on into this matchup. PRX and G2.
Mitch and Tom is both. भाई बहुत कड़क casters है यार.
What's your take on that, Tom?
The thing is, I feel like you can go into so many games with PRX and
go, PRX,
really
baby.
Seem like their styles gonna match up, and then they win 13-3, and you're going.
Let's see.
Like, that's just how it is.
मजा आने वाला है भाई. बहुत मजा आने वाला है. Being it से Sage वाला comp, Sage and KJ comp यहाँ पे आपको देखेगा. Only Harbor ना, Only Harbor और Only Viper single smoker खेल रहे हैं. यहाँ double initiator है, इधर single initiator है. So let's see. Because double initiator, single initiator में differences आ ही जाते हैं.
You wouldn't think that this was a team
ये
coming
कौन सा lineup है?
Ascension, and now, well, they're one of the contenders.
Well, they absolutely are. G2 have looked fantastic, and even within Americas, they made the whole run all the way to the grand finals without dropping a series. This is a squad that PRX definitely can't underestimate, and well, if Mimi's right, and the matchup in style is going to be different, could give the edge over to that G2 squad. Attack side to start it out here on Icebox.
भाई हाई लो देखा
Push up to the
एक
inside,
राफ्टर्स
Spike waiting
दूसरा
outside,
अंडर राफ्टर्स
taking space, contesting for some of those angles. PaperX yet to react.
But that's the thing, the defensive side for PaperX, at least on A, it's that brawly old school style. You got the Sage, you got something, they're just looking for fights. They're looking to try and battle. And this ruse has already been sold. There was only one defender, more of a retake setup for PaperX, and I'll be honest with you, I think they're gonna have to retake.
Yeah, there's not much
बी
of a choice
रिकॉन
here.
बी आराम से
Spam
प्लांट
much if they were to go for the
5v5
set,
retake
open up the blob,
जिसमें आईसी
push
लो है
something to go
ओह
through
भाई
the kitchen, while the rest look for the site control.
आईसी इज 37 एचपी मतलब आईसी को एक शेरिफ का बॉडी शॉट विल बी इनफ सब तोड़ दिया समथिंग
The timer starts ticking now for PaperX to get on that spike and start the defuse. Back yellow fight is the main point of contention, still being held onto by Leaf, getting closer to block that.
Nice
defuse
shot,
around the wall.
but no, hey!
हो
गया,
Only left to
हो गया
divide,
थ्रो,
but he's quickly shut
हो
down.
गया थ्रो.
Made it through on the flank, but the time's already gone. It's 1-0 for G2.
Yeah, it's not the greatest start either. But when you look at it from PaperX, like this is a composition for G2 that you really don't want to allow them to get into those post plants. Like the whole setup is you don't have that duelist because you have tons of utility to get you in and then plenty to get you out. And obviously the idea from PaperX is try and use the wall to your advantage, but you can see G2 and Mon.
हो गया थ्रो मैं बोला ना हो गया.
They're low on utility as well. Like you're not going to have those major investments as you'll see in future rounds. It's only going to get more and more difficult for the side of PaperX the more economy advantage we see for G2. Early days though, I'm going to see some investment back into a few pistols. Again, a stack up on the A side, expecting the pressure to be well. I think Divine might have been spotted by the drone.
Yeah, he popped up on the mini-map, nice and easy. Leafs even managed to find Jing, but at the cost of his life, still just a pistol lost. While they take control on the other side of the map and get the plant down. Again, we're going to see the post-plant setup and the dangers of this round. Often you will see a bit of a danger if someone like Jing is still alive to put the wall down. Potentially, they can get a decent amount of ground on the defuse. We've certainly seen that in EMEA a couple of times. But yeah, Natonk. And on or under the wall, he's just as effective. But for PaperX, they don't have
अभी तक के लिए नॉर्मल गया
pretty difficult time trying to do
अभी तक के लिए बेसिक गया एकदम बेसिक बहुत शॉट रे समथिंग शॉट समथिंग
a few nice shots with Trent down
shot
to Jonah P. This is getting quite costly for G2 and something didn't look anytime soon, but Valen steps in.
It could have been more costly. It could have been more costly, man. All good, all good.
That's really not bad, especially out of so little. Him being able to do that much damage. He's a couple away from a Blade Storm. Immediately going to invest straight into the Outlaw, which, again, I think if there's going to be win conditions, you're always going to look at the individuals on PaperX. Like, they're a team that a lot of the time they're talking about the idea of rolling without an IGL. Like, you know that it's going to come down to those individual fights. If this man can start off strong, there's been so many highlights. Like, I think of even like I think it was the first week he played Jet on this map. He had one of the craziest like Blade Storm plays you've ever seen in your entire life. So you always have to watch out.
इनका भी बहुत easily हो रहा है.
And for G2 in this round, there is going to be a piece missing. Of course, it's the 3 rifles. If you lose one, you're only going to have those extra couple bought back.
Drone आएगा, drone clear करेगा.
Thrash, the only ultimate that will be available in this round, unless, as said,
everything is cleared. Wall है. भाई they are playing B. Okay, something ने पकड़ लिया वहाँ पे बढ़िया.
Poking and prodding the bear, trying to see where the aggression was coming through. They found out the hard way. The Outlaw was posted up. Mid push from PaperX. Flank attempt by Jonah P.
That spray was there.
Gone down through the spams. And now PaperX gearing up for a retake. Just 2 players defending around that angle. Still the Killjoy utility on, so it's not like Jonah P is going to get a free fight onto these guys unaware.
That goes too far.
Yeah, it might just be out of range.
Short something.
The problem is there's
nice.
No one else left to draw their eye. It's only Jonah P. And, well, his chances of stopping this defuse are 0.
Like, even though the utility had gone offline, when you have 5 players alive and only 1 on the other side, you start to make the realization. For G2, okay, you would have wanted to do a little bit of extra damage, but they could hold.
Guys, फटाफट like करो, subscribe करो.
That is the thing, though.
2074 is a thing.
As long as something's there, which you will be in most rounds, you're going to have to challenge him. You're going to have to fight him, and I believe that was just low shields in this round for Leaf. So something that, again, they're going to have to keep in mind for future. But I don't mind what PRX are doing at the moment. Even though, as said, it's always going to be tough to play those retakes if the weaponry's online and if G2 have all their utility. They're basically just relying on, okay, can we spam someone down? Because they aren't really using much to sort of protect that player.
Okay. Trash B खाली. भाई ये चौथा राउंड B कर रहे कंटिन्यू.
Yeah, big push from PRX. They've gone through A main, starting to make that flank come through, and there could be a fight in the moment with Leaf. He's gone back to put his trap in play, and his alarm bot does cover all the angles. He's sticking around as well to try to execute. It's going to be a tough fight, though. Something and Jing hot on his tail.
And now they know. Immediately, Thrash is going to be utilized.
Oh, भाई पीछे उसको पकड़ने. ओए Bro, G2.
Eliminated. And now the rest trying to wrap around the site. Jonah P, good position, tries to.
भाई लोग ये अलग खेल रही है G2.
Those trades are immediate from the G2 side. The fundamentals looking strong and looking even stronger.
They are just going B. They are just executing B and easily यहाँ पे लोग गलती कर रहे.
They are allowing that plant down every round on B.
Yeah, I mean the idea here, you're trading out the early plan for the early flank.
Fight कर लो यार B control के लिए fight कर लो थोड़ा सा.
They use it so quickly and get it right into the correct position. The player up close is the one caught.
That is much better actually.
On the one further back. And once you eliminate something in Jing, well, the round gets a whole lot easier. 3-1 for G2, a solid start. Now a big challenge though. Round 5 sees PRX still investing, and with no shields, something's pulled out the operator. Glass cannon, it's a risk, but it just might pay off.
He could have just played Bladestorm as well, so it really does show the faith. He went over to the B site early. They tried to make that adaptation. They tried to catch G2, but instead they put early pressure in onto the A site. A mid lurk as well from Jonah P, looking to try and take space, although it does seem like they have eyes in the form of the turret and in the form of a player not too far away.
Oh,
Trent.
I think that was through the orb. The orb was up when that spam came in and through a wall as well.
He's broken it for his teammates so that Jonah P can take the space. Like maybe someone could have already crossed, but you can see that on the other side, Forsaken is watching mid. He's keeping an eye on it, but he has no idea that somebody's already in kitchen.
Yeah, you're expecting that cross to be the player that was further back in the turret. Now Jing taking a good start. Spike on the floor.
Forsaken got one, okay.
Coming into fruition. Divide tries to hold the space.
But the thing is 3v2 hai. Whereas बढ़िया Jing.
Something gets a second lease of life, and with the off, that might be all he needs. But Jonah P really starting to take a bite out of this round.
He's taking 1v1. Simple hai.
Far away, defended by Divide, and an op on the rotation. A near impossible situation.
Maybe a little bit of an overextension from Jing. There is still a chance if he can quickly find this kill, but I think it's patient. He actually gets away. Now there is a chance for him to plant at the back of the site. It's only going to be the sprint straight away, just trying to deny him.
Bro, but that whip from the way.
Got a little bit scary. It really did. He had the opportunities, and there was a moment where something went down, right? He's 26 HP. One more bullet landed precisely. He could have been out of the game, and then that 1v1 might have even been taken on the spike. But the round ultimately falls into the hands of PRX 3-2. Wow. Jing was lucky to avoid that in the first place.
Yeah, I think good ultimate from Forsaken, managing to cause sort of some disruption while Jing goes to swing, and then also the fact that he escapes, because I think Jing is almost immediately.
Let me go peek. Bro, something off lag raha hai abhi aaj bhi. 6-3, but he is looking off because वो off shots वैसे miss नहीं करता है.
Further back, a clear plan to give space.
Turret up top, did it see him?
Shot.
Doesn't matter. Something's got the kill anyways. It was broken from further back, and nice setup for PRX. And then they fill in the space. You know they're not likely to challenge that a second time. The push-up, though, it's going to be a little risky. Something's being surrounded on all sides. Jing's kept control over main.
Ooh, that shot. Okay, nice, Mindfreak.
Makes this a little bit more competitive. G2.
G2 leaves a wave.
5 HP on Mindfreak. That's probably the only thing we can look to as a positive. He's got some utility. That'll buy him some time. The wraparound up towards heaven. And they still think that he's pretty close. The alarm bells should be ringing, and now, well, now they've got the information on exactly where he is. Got to deal with this guy with a double swing. Should put him in the ground. It's a
nice shot.
Freak, but he hits the shot.
It's 3-3.
Popping up in this round again. I feel like there were players getting caught out by the reckoning, like forced out of position. The G2 players knew exactly where they were, but they're just hitting their shots. Like Mindfreak does very well to have that aggressive push initially, a fallback that still catches the player mid. And again, I don't necessarily mind the adaptation from G2. It's like, okay, they take an aggressive B control. Let's try and quickly slip through mid. But it seemed like even though that control had been given up, PRX were very aware. And wow, Mindfreak just playing with absolute confidence. Don't expect anything else.
Well, yeah, at this stage especially. Something as well with the early picks. He's been up there. You can see the reality behind that operator buy, why they wanted to go for it so early on with the light shields. Good setup in the last towards B. Now an opportunity for him on the A side. Early aggression coming out. All pushing up. Covered by Jing yet again. Always has that second man behind him. But the wall's going to concede the space. They fall back. Set up for another pick. Good space taking.
The guns. It has to be a faster pace take. Yeah, Jonah P's the only one that actually has a rifle. They haven't spotted him. He's got way too far.
Bach gaya.
And rest. Wow, an immediate res to bring another back from the fray.
Short.
Shorty kill as well.
Short.
Farming them up. It's Icy left alone.
Again,
a 1v5 this time.
Take off.
PRX, probably good they got it out of the way in this round, but Divide moves out of range of that alarm bot, and at just the right second, someone walking past it, and Jonah P's flanks have been definitely something that's going to get in the back of PRX's head if it keeps up.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's unfortunate for the side of G2 is that's now 2 rounds that's happened. Again, maybe at some point you'll see it mentioned if there's a pause or something like that.
Yeah.
But they've not won either of the rounds.
Yeah.
Like, and that's going to be frustrating because you've had the right timing, you've had the moment to get the space, but the reactions of PRX are so fast. You get one kill and it's instant, the response each time. 4-3. Lead taken by PRX. Something, as said, if this guy's online, it's terrifying. And wow, Jing's gonna push over the top of the poison orb.
Yeah, they've got something as well. Straight down the tube. We saw him sprinting right at the start of the round. They might be ready for the man up top, but will they wall off something? Yes, they will. Yeah. Sending it out. Ops blocked, rotations are in, and they're crossing that angle for free.
Also, Jing and something are like a package deal. So a lot of the time, if you've seen Jing, then you go, all right, there's probably an operator here. Let's be careful with it. The early rotation, though, from PRX is great. 3 players on this side of the map. Again, they haven't spotted any sort of cross back.
B का hit है. Must mid fake किया, A fake किया.
But that's irretrievable now. Can't be utilized again.
Yeah, they've got to get the kills.
50 seconds है. B का येलो तक का clear करने का try किया. येलो अभी तक भी clear नहीं है. Ignite by क्या ले?
Yellow push and Viper's Pit. Yeah, there it is. It's activated. So it's online for both squads. Curious to see if Jonah P is going to decide to activate his with a lockdown in play to push them out of the pit.
Mindfreak stay.
Take the space.
दवाई पे भी है lockdown.
And I think the pit's going to drop because of it.
Yeah, I don't think there shouldn't be enough time for him to get back into that. So that's actually huge. Removing that from play. There's a lockdown on the other side. This is just what I like to call an observer's nightmare.
अब यहाँ से ulti आएगी.
All over the shop.
Round of ulti होने वाला था, पता है.
What was done to them, but I do believe just with the corner, you might be able to hold on to this ultimate. And I feel like G2 are going to try and do that.
They are, but you could see the pings from PRX. They want to compete for that back angle. Haven't had any success. Jing,
भाई गलत हो गया बे. 2 ulti use होके.
And now with the pit still standing, there's
Save
no
करो.
chance, surely PRX likely to head for the hills.
Save करें.
Stick around and make this a bit more costly, and
7 people are watching, guys. Make sure to hit that like and
pick up the
subscribe.
operator and look to save it. Being challenged on the way, though, there's no free escape with Devi falling. The op will not be carried through to the next, and this has been a costly round for the side of PRX with G2 equalizing.
Yeah, I like the way that was played by G2. I feel like that was a game of chicken. Like, you had a couple of ultimates in play, either side using basically exactly the same thing, and just having their lockdown to remove the pit, putting it in a place where they had to fully retreat, but then being able to hold on to their own because of the space that hadn't quite been taken, and making sure that there was defense outside of the pit to make sure that nobody could really get that move. 4-4. Economy, although damage not broken, and there will still be an operator.
पानी पीते हुए कभी shot भाई.
When he's in position.
ये ऐसा होना चाहिए.
To be put into play, which I think he will be here. Things are much tougher for the opponents.
Subscribe मारो बे.
G2 are wasting no time in the A main control, sending Jonah P out to the B site. No surprise, he's on the lurk. The success, he's had a lot of success, but whenever he does, like you say, Tom, the main push is always the one that fails.
By
here, lighting Mindfreak down to 46, but fails to get the kill on the jump peak, and the rotation's on its way. They're focused on the B site. PaperX seem to have an idea that this is where it's coming through. You see the shift from Divide. He's closer by now in Kitchen to help out.
Jing trying to keep his teammates safe from information, but Dizzy likely going to do that.
Nice.
Still gets one, and now trying to play over the
Jing
top of the fight. Leaf picks him out of the air. It's an angle that I feel like a lot of players would miss, but not Leaf. And now the retake's looking tough.
It absolutely is. The numbers against them, and there it is. Thrash was on
Nice try.
activated now. Valen tucked down below.
NT, just take the op and just save it.
No need for any further aggression.
You can't, bro.
Forsaken's out of here.
Ab bhi dur hai. Nice try.
He got him boxed in, like you said, Tom. Leaf right up behind him. Whoop, the timing, he might actually have seen the barrel there. Yeah, now he's got a good idea.
NT, save bhi nahi hoga.
The lead back in G2's hands, 5-4. Attack side really heating up.
Yeah, looking like a very competitive game at the moment. Now for, I think both of these squads, a lot of the time when they've had big success, it has been on that attacking side. So I don't think PaperX is going to be too worried about this just yet, especially having that additional duelist. I am starting to think though, how many
guys yaar ye marne chahiye the.
Seen that Thrash available.
Ye 2 kill the bhai, ye 2 kill the.
So many times throughout this, and the impact it has just being able to clear a lot of those close angles early on. It means that the pacing of G2's takes just goes through the roof.
Ye 2 kill the guys, koi na.
A PaperX attempt to run in the future, because I think that the Gecko in particular on this map is so ridiculously strong, and you already have the likes of Something who has shown that he can use it to an incredibly high degree. I will say some of the angles he's taken he wouldn't be able to get to if he wasn't playing the Jet, but I don't know. I still think there might be more value in it for him.
Yeah, it's curious as well how quickly, and you saw in the replay, I didn't hear what he was saying, but I have an idea. Leaf seemed very happy to have picked Jing out of the air. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, right on Ascent, how many times did we see that Sage Wall up in main? It caught so many players off guard. And that's a bit more of an unusual one to see him play. Yeah. So fair play to Leaf for reacting after just a few shots coming this way. PaperX had a timeout here, discussing what they want to do, but this is a very, very light buy from them. Some Guardians in play, couple pistols. I expect a much more direct defensive side aggression to start this one off.
I feel like they've gone for a lot of early A control throughout this game, and it's not really been met by anything. It's a lot more passive from the side of G2, and obviously a lot of the goal is just to try and collect the orbs. I don't think they're going to be able to get the one on the B site, though, because G2 have been, again, very heavy on the B lane. A lot of the time when it's gone in the other direction,
nice try.
It's been lower purchases.
They
just have
I just checked something. Mil gaya mere ko.
Post plant, and they are abusing it.
Look at how cautious G2 are being. Playing early, we saw on the A site, PaperX took the control for free, like you said, and they grabbed themselves an orb. But G2 do just the same. Now pump the brakes, stand in a firing squad, a little bit of danger on the push, but it's dealt with immediately. Able to step up for one. Second shot not going to land, and 64 HP. He's out of here with the Sheriff. Rotation off the A site leaves Jing alone, but he is tucked down below. An uncouth position. One Leaf has to be cautious of, but he was watching it as the peak comes in. Now Jing tagged low. At least get himself a little bit of heal and drop Leaf. Okay. This
I don't think the heal played any part in that.
No, not at all. It got him back to 76 in the end, but they're set up in a decent position.
Yeah, both Hunter's Furies online now as well. Forsaken got it from getting that extra kill. If he can be disruptive here, that would be nice. The spot comes in from Something. Dizzy not going to play a part, and now there goes that Hunter's Fury from the flank. It's not really going to do too much, but the time is an issue. 15 seconds now. 15 seconds बचा है, गलती कर दी है ये लोग आके. Towards the side, up above, it seemed like Jing may not have been paying attention, didn't hear the sounds, and even though it comes super late in the round, they're going to get that plant.
This is not a comfortable anti-eco, but they've managed to make it work. 3 versus 1. Forsaken known to be behind. He threw out a dart a moment ago. Had his Hunter's Fury. Nice jumped a little too soon. 6-4 now. G2. 2-round lead. Chance to extend it even more before the half is over.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to want to do that. We've seen them like not too long ago still have some struggles on this map, but it was normally the attack side when they played versus Lev that looked decent. So I think they're going to want to try and extend that to an 8-4 lead. And as said, like PaperX on the attack, you've always got to be careful. But it has seemed that over the last few rounds, a lot of the early success they were having, The something Jing showed.
Alex
the
is not
aggressive pushing.
happy.
I think G2 have done well to adapt. Take a lot of early map control. You can even see it now, throwing early flashes. They want to try and make sure that there's no angle that something could just be sat on with an operator. And well, for now, he's back on the rifle. And again, it seems like every time we have the early aggression from PaperX, they're a little bit unlucky because they're always on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, they've pushed up on B this time, ready for any aggression out of G2, but players are going to be spotted outside of A. Maybe just the one scene, though. It's not a ton of information to work with. They're conscious of the flank that's been coming through relatively consistently. The push up now on B. Well, the wall actually slows them down. That utility from Valen has bought them a few valuable seconds. It's got the rotations off of A as well. A is wide open, barring a little bit of killjoy utility. And now that they think there could be a play towards the B site, Divide toyed with the idea of pushing mid. Luckily he didn't, because
अल्टी आएगी हार्बर की
But also it would have taken as a
और हार्बर अल्टी पे 100 अल्टी भी आ सकती है.
That extra little piece of information. Now have the players into the right time. Something though, again, it seemed like he was caught off guard, maybe waiting for a slightly later push off the back of the Reckoning instead. Another easy post plant.
Saving?
Jonah P's just waiting, watching, knows that right now the flank is clear, even has support from Trent. It's going to be a very one-dimensional retake from PaperX.
City ulti.
But he knows that turret's still online. That's going to be a problem. Has to break it and give it
बोला ना
away,
City ulti.
comes the Hunter's Fury taking down Forsaken. Divide falls too. They eventually deal with the flank.
एक 10 HP एक 40
But
HP.
there's still so many more to drop. There's Jing onto Icy. A chance now. Life breathed back into the side of PaperX. But look right down below. A sneaky spot for
ये
Leaf.
भाई
That's his third
ये पीछे से जल्दी आ रहा है.
may well be the final nail in the coffin of this. With Jing left alive, time ticking away, and he just has to save that weapon.
भाई ये कौन सा glitch है?
And concede a 7th to G2, a strong lead for the
इनके
attacking
सिस्टम में
side.
से आवाज
But it isn't
जल्दी आ
over
रही
yet.
है.
Yeah, and also even just the casualties are meaningless. There's so
तो
much
मेरी
economy left for G2 that
screen
they
है
can
बाबा.
toy with their opponents in the late round. But no, it has just been, I feel like there's been some stellar positioning from the side of G2 when it's needed most. Like we spoke about those lurks, but Leap here just playing a patient game. Something that to be honest, he was seen. So they knew that he was around there, but I guess assuming that he'd fallen back for the late round post plan.
Yeah.
And now, well, with the extra kills he got in that round, one away from a lockdown, something I'm sure they're going to want to try and get online. In fact, already challenging early.
Oi, oi, oi.
But
Nice.
I was going to say it's got
Na
extra swing in. Valen again.
Doesn't need the orb either, does he? Leaf's got his ult online from that pick. Yeah, that looked really good. The staggering utility from G2 pushed PaperX back. They decided to stick around in the choke point, which is often a mistake, but they won the fight despite the util being thrown their way.
Now.
But now the fact
Ulti
that Leaf
आएगी.
got that pick, has the ultimate to work with. It's going to
12
buy
seconds.
so much time, and then you've got to root these players out of position. Trent still has a shock dart to work with. I believe there's a nano on the spike alongside an alarm bot. This is going to be a very difficult round, as it has been for PaperX in all
फिर
of
भी
these
मौली
retakes.
लगी ना.
This one feels that little bit more stacked against them. Shock
Yeah.
Okay.
the one to find the kill, and Device looking the wrong way into heavy
पता
traffic.
था ये इनका पोस्ट प्लान सेटअप ही ऐसा है.
First half from G2 and PaperX better.
गाइस
hope
अगर
the
नए हो
attack
तो
can
मेक
make
श्योर
up
टू
the
हिट दैट
gap.
लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब
No,
एंड
I
चैट
think
में
there
कौन
was
कौन हो
a
जरा यार
bit
एक
in
बार
the middle
हो
where we
जाए.
had some sort of good disruptive play coming out of the likes of PaperX, but G2 the last few rounds just stabilized, slowed things down, had these really good takes. So I think it's going to be a tough second half. We'll see if PaperX can turn it after the break.
If they are taking a break, हम थोड़ा सा चिल कर सकते हैं. She in the भाग डम डम. If G2 wins this match, I'll be sad. Judah, yes, I'll also be sad. हो गया 1 मिनट बचा है गाइस पूरा 1 मिनट क्योंकि यहाँ से अब वो 1 सेकंड खत्म होगा और वहां से वो चालू होंगे 25 सेकंड का समय गाइस यार चैट एकदम शांत सी की है
Solid start to the second half, and well, they've got quite a lead. A pistol here.
I don't
may
know
just be
how
into the home
but yeah
stretch. The pressure is on if you're a Paper X fan.
15 लाइक चाहिए गाइस सिर्फ 2 लाइक और चाहिए
I don't think they'll feel too uncomfortable going into Lotus. Like, it's been a strong map for them recently. I think Jing's Neon is something that always enjoyable to watch, but
बेचारा जिंगी
want to lose your
मार रहा है 10-8 पे है
day. And I think they're going to have a very strong attack side. Now, they normally do. As said, when they win this map, you're looking at, as said, I think...
मेरे को लग रहा है G2 2-0 निकाल लेगी वे
even DRX, the prior time to last.
लोटस क्योंकि G2 का बहुत बढ़िया है
The two players we've just witnessed, Jing and Forsaken. Jing and Something. A terrifying duo on the entry. But just look at already the aggressive stance that has been taken by G2.
उनको पता है रोटेशन आ रहा है
Yeah.
they're not peeking they're just taking info and info that's it
From Trent. And they're even hearing some of the steps that went around towards A main. Some information there. We'll see how quickly they get on that flank. The retake setup, though, certainly in play. You can see Leaf is just backing off, conceding this space. And in fact, the flank abandoned after breaking the turret. Now look to play this is a more conventional
wall
retake. Buys a little bit of time, and the plant should be in. Shock dart, though, for damage.
They have so much.
नहीं फिर भी ओपन मेन का प्लांट है नेक्स्ट प्लांट है एकदम इजी 2 मार दिया माइंड फ्रीक लेट्स गो नाइस ट्रेड एक नंबर जिंगी बॉय नाइस भाई ये क्या था जिंग इतना वेव कैसे कर सकता है
Well, that came very close. Travel time of that arrow, all that made the difference. But it's enough. Paper X take the pistol, and this is a much-needed win. An injection of rounds early on, at least. If they manage to convert in the follow-up,
ये राइट क्लिक अच्छी थी.
Close the gap after that first half. 5 rounds in a row before this for G2.
ये अच्छा हुआ टाइमिंग पकड़ा. वरना शॉक डार्ट का चिंटू सा डैमेज भी इसको ले जाता.
That they get that job done for this one. Get themselves back into the map, and it looks like the defensive side are almost trying to sell confusion here. They've got the Viper screen combining with the harbor wall. The thing is, it seems like Paper is similarly to the last round, are just happy to play around their opponent's utility, like almost use it to their advantage. It's whether or not they can abuse the gaps more than their opponents.
हार्बर और ये कॉम्प बहुत सही है बे मजा आ जाता है लोग को जैसे हार्बर का वॉल डाउन जाए वाइपर का वॉल अप करो नाइस नाइस गुड बढ़िया हील कर दिया नाइस फ्लॉलेस
Big round for him, farming up some orbs, and a solid one without a single player falling for Paper X.
Yeah, and the thing is, they invested in with 4 rifles, so normally you're expecting, okay, maybe you can afford to lose a couple of players. In that case, they couldn't, but they kept it so ridiculously clean. Didn't really struggle.
बढ़िया.
Orbs kind of spread across the.
अब तो हाफ शील्ड पे जो लौंडे हैं, उनको दवाई खींच सकता है बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से.
But then they brought back up with an outlaw as well. Like, we see this quite often, having that lurking player just being able to hold down mid, watch anybody who's trying to push on the A site. For now, though, it's an important round for G2 because they lose this bonus, and it's a strong bonus. They're right back in the game. He's just full sprint. He's just okay. This W gaming. How could I forget?
Something is सीधा in.
A reminder, there it is. Man's lost his shift key. We'll see if he finds it soon. Running back down the tube. He's been hurt. Leaf has a vague idea. But look at the commitment from G2 to re-clearing out the kitchen. Player right down below him. And, well, I mean, something is just playing.
हर जगह वो अपनी presence दिखा रहा है.
But it's just a tickle. And that actually spurs him forward to look for another fight. Jonah P.
हर जगह समथिंग ने अपनी प्रेजेंस दिखाई है इस राउंड के अंदर गया.
They've just walked into the site and planted the spike. Like, you can't blame them. When a guy is running around like a lunatic, you go, okay, I should keep an eye on him. And you need to still keep an eye on him. There was a pixel there that maybe he could find something. Even
अरे आवाज कर दी.
They should know that he's still here. But it seems like They're just relying on this wall, the turret. Is he going to get past it? He is. He's past the turret, and now just going in behind them. Only the one so far, but they have to deal with this man. The whole round has been about dealing with something.
They haven't even seen anyone else getting towards the spike, sure, but the guy's still behind them, spraying away. Now the fight up in front.
John अभी दो मार दे.
So too does Divide, but Spike not even half just yet. The sprays are good. Mind Freak gets
आराम से. Let's go. क्या मारा Mind Freak.
all eyes were on something.
भाई सब something को देख रहे थे. I was also watching something.
Yeah, a Red Bull clutch that was high impact.
भाई यार ये लोग का बुलडॉग का ऐसा चिपकता है. ये टाइमिंग देखो टरेट का.
They didn't forget about him, but it was like you forgot who he was, like what he was going to be doing. There was so many moments in that round where you just think, even though something, he
भाई क्या मारा.
He doesn't get the multi-frag. There was so little time left that it almost just became panic station.
Alex is happy.
Focused on killing one guy, and of course you are. It's the solo jet running down mid. Well, you're not going to expect him to be alone.
I haven't seen someone play like that in a long time outside of rank.
Nice.
Early fight.
NT.
But Divide goes down. Early flank underway. Turret's much more passive, so Leaf will get pretty close. Not close enough to actually take anyone down. He could. Oh, of course. Divide's the one that fell right
Heal
away.
करो.
So yeah, he's able to make it all the way up
उठाएं.
into heaven, grabbing himself a weapon, and now a serious danger down below. He's got something. The res is right above it.
फालतू में 3-4 फ्रैग दे दिए बे.
A phenomenal round, and he's looking for more. Mind Freak has to do it again. This time a 4K against pistols, but he's 30 HP.
Talk about
भाई यार गलत मार दिया बे उसने.
was down. He got so much space. Mind Freak might get an isolated 1v1, but now the Sheriff, well, we normally talk about hitting a headshot. They definitely don't need that. Body shot will do the job. He's trying to sell the idea that he's pushing into the A site, but that idea has not been sold whatsoever.
भाई वो 4 गलत मार. अबे पीछे मरना ही नहीं था.
Mastercard Thrifty will be what brings a round onto the board for G2, and well, it's a massive oversight for PRX.
Oh, huge. The fact that Divide's first to die is unfortunate, like you said, dropping the turret, his position, given a free weapon down below. The fact that the res goes in up top.
Res भी
just as something dies, they panic to try and cover Divide so he doesn't die a second time, and that ends up giving a flurry of frags over the Leaf. Now,
एक साथ 4 फ्रैग दिया अभी. उसका ऑल टॉप भी फार्म करवा दिए भाई.
G2 have a lot of high value ultimates coming online. Same can be said for PRX here on the attack though. This is where everything's going to be.
Are they playing on half shields? Answer is yes.
Either going to close or be extended massively by G2 here. Credits down to the last for PRX.
Yeah, it's done a lot of damage. The only thing that's going to pad the gap is the Viper's pit. By having a stinger in a pit, absolutely fine. So they need to get into the afterplan. Look how quick G2 are already moving around that flank. They're in the spawn already. But by the time they get there, the post plant will be set. This time, turret should be available to give them the information. In fact, Forsaken
Ulti आ गई.
He has Hunter's Fury. Oh, it's actually got past him, but the flash checks him anyway.
Reckoning going to clear a lot of space here as well. Give away that information. They know exactly where.
नहीं यार.
Gunned up Leaf, able for one. Keeping it competitive. G2 3 versus 2. Having to fight through the pit though could be the advantage they need. In goes the Thrash, and Mind Freak can't quite dodge it. They know exactly where he is. The pressure is on Jing. He has to cover this man.
Nice.
The pit online to keep the chances there for PRX, and he'll get nothing.
भाई लोग फ्लैंक आगे धोए जा रहे हैं भाई.
Pit invested for PRX, and credits are going to be, well, out of reach for a full buy.
फ्लैंक आगे धोए जा रहे हैं भाई PRX को.
Don't think that's quite. Not sure it works like that.
That's how the finisher goes, but.
Oh yeah, no, beautiful retake, but also the read initially. Like the flank came through so fast that, although I was a little bit worried, this is the thing that's great about G2 is they're so methodical. They put the Reckoning through, and I go, okay, there's a gap, and that gap is where Forsaken is. Flash just around the corner, just to make sure. It's so clean with.
फिर से स्टिंगर.
Isn't those gaps left?
Guys, जरूरी है. एक राउंड पूरा सेव नहीं कर सकते हम.
Something mentioned it in the first half. We know what this guy can do with it. Already going to take a lot of early space. They also have the Hunter's Fury as well, so if this can get into the late round, it could get dangerous, but that lockdown's available for the other side.
PRX are so fast. Usually that drone will slow you down a bit, but they just sprint straight at it, taking control over the site, and that gets the lockdown into play. Shock darts to harass the planter, and they're back out of there. Flank was attempted for a moment. G2, though, seemed to have fallen back. Maybe assuming that the lockdown's going to send them in the other direction, but they might not know PaperX. This is a team that isn't keen to give up on the A game. Still looking for, well, the A side.
फिर देखो 3 flank पे.
Starts to adjust again. Clearing in middle, getting all the information. The plant is going to be enabled, and something is desperately looking for someone to give them a fight, because the weaponry is such a huge disadvantage for the rest of the team. Devi at least has a gun, but everything else is going to be those stingers. He just wants to try and get something out of it revealed.
खराब हुआ भाई वो.
Well, that flash sends all the support backwards. Jing's caught, still blinded up. Hunter's Fury goes through though. Forsaken able to trade out onto Icy. Gets the push out.
48,
the kills go, but it's still G2 with the advantage. If they catch Mind Freak for free, it could be something. But
nice.
Gliding leaf down.
वो स्टिक कर रहा. अरे यार.
On a sliver of health gets it across the line.
स्टिक कर रहा.
It's 11-7. The lead for G2 cemented, and they're in the home stretch now.
He's never going to get to use it. He's trying so hard to do the finisher, but never quite gets it done. Always so low on the time, but this must have been just the biggest jump scare ever. 20 HP. It wasn't far away for Forsaken. Well, Alex, and he needs to breathe, needs to get the frustration out, because he's about to talk to the boys. That's what he always says. He's like, I get the frustration out.
हाँ ये guys 15 likes फटाफट से complete हो सकते हैं guys. जल्दी complete करा दो. 5 लोग देख रहे हो, 6 लोग देख रहे हो यार.
And he's got to try and come up with something here, because I don't know these rounds, Mitch, where they haven't been far away. It's just
how PaperX will cope up this.
Really solid flash or some great utility. I think every ultimate that's been used by G2 has been high impact. So I just think they're utilizing what they have slightly better, and I think a lot of that especially comes down to that Gecko. I think Icy has been incredible. Like, his flashes have ruined so many players over on the PaperX side. Like, even just think about
कांग वर्सेस ये है ना, क्या बोलते? EMEA का कौन सा टीम है? आज ADG वर्सेस कौन सा है?
Really impressed me in that first half as well.
एक सेकंड boys, let me check. आज ADG वर्सेस फुट है ना. I'm really sorry बाबू.
Like you say, they've been close, and that's the most frustrating part about it. Having it within your grasp and then feeling it slip away with a 4-round gap. It's now or never. They've got to step it up. And no ultimates online. A res and a lockdown just went away, but G2 come in with the advantage. They have not only the Viper's Pit, but a Hunter's Fury as well. And those ults have been finding impact.
Yeah, as said, I think most of, if not all, their ultimates have been super high impact whenever they've put them into play. And well, immediately, I'm going to see that Viper's Pit. Try and funnel them.
उतना आगे Viper's Pit किया उसने.
Yet to be put into play for Forsaken. It also has the dart, so they could opt to try and fight him, but there's always a massive gamble, especially with the position that Jonah P is playing.
I also love the super deep alarm bot that they put in. The shock darts went through to try and deny that utility, assuming that playing that little bit more passive, that it'd be around the choke point, but instead it's further up, just covering Jonah P's left side, if you think about it that way, and he can cover the right. A really nice setup. It's going to leave him in a very favorable fight either way.
एक साइड वो देख रहा है, एक साइड पे alarm bot और molly डाल दिया. Simple.
Feels like they're doing exactly what G2 want them to do.
मिड इतना ज़्यादा हेवी खेल रहे हैं ना, ये राउंड में दिक्कत हो सकती है. अगर मिड इतना हेवी खेल रहे हैं तो दिक्कत हो सकती है. जब फ्लड इन करेंगे सिटी से तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगी.
PaperX are doing what they want, but it's whether or not, as always, this team can make it work anyway. It's going to be something looking for those aggressive fights, but I feel like G2 haven't given any of them away. They've been so good at making sure that doesn't happen.
भाई गलत अबे यार ये जिंग को ही लगना था क्या?
Almost extended on. That shot just swinging through players, but with Mind Freak down, yeah. Flank is now wide open. PaperX don't have any ground to fall back to. They have to fight forward. That's exactly what they're going to try to do. Something in Forsaken, the sprays just avoided. Then G2 go on the
nice shot.
Forsaken, good for one, but Device falls.
Nice shot, Forsaken.
Forsaken keeping it alive on the side.
NT. Oh, पीछे वाला मर गया. भाई वो पीछे वाला कैसे मरा?
On the board for G2. 5 chances to close this one out. Lotus up next and Bind if they need to go all the way. That's a really good safety net for them.
Yeah, but again, you're going into your map choice, and with the preparation that's clearly there for G2. As I said, this round, it looks like they orchestrated it. It literally looked like
भाई
they
G2
had
गलत
script
लेवल
and said,
खेल
"This is
रही
what
है.
you're gonna do," and PaperX went, "Yeah, all right."
But he even fired a shock dart for default, immediately popped the ult, and then fired it through so it covers as they run away from the shock. So no matter what, you're taking the damage.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
And that was all really the goal was. Get an opener, play the retake. They've had such stellar retakes and post plants. 3 retakes in a row now.
I think for G2 ये 2-0 निकाल जाएगी भाई.
Other than the one with the classic, they haven't had too many problems. Here we go though. The battle for B. I think the expectation was after the A hits.
ये 2-0 निकाल जाएगी.
Back in this direction.
मेरे को ना लगता है वो एंगल चेक होगा.
If not cleared, he's not been cleared. It's a bit of a mistake.
बोला ना वो एंगल मेरे को नहीं लगता चेक होगा.
The remaining players, even still, PaperX are keeping this one close, and the res actually puts it in their favor.
Yeah, I like the balance just falling back.
ठीक है KJ ulti site clear.
Slow them down. Time won't be bought.
बोला ना KJ ulti site खाली.
Vi still alive, pardon. You got the turret up. Leaf wants to flank, but he'll be giving away that information soon. Lockdown in play, gets them the space on the site. Advantage there, damage done to Valen. This seems to certainly be a favored round
Wall
for
करें.
PRX, perhaps the start of the comeback. Shock dart's good for some damage. A few of these players now lit up.
ठीक है.
One for Leaf, but again, no
2v3.
chance to trade. Jin gonna heal himself back up and leaves just a couple standing.
अरे भाई, this is called power of friendship. This is.
Forsaken with 3 and PaperX. Well,
ये होता है डुओ गेम प्ले. Forsaken और जिंग एक साथ जा रहे, एक साथ पिक कर रहे.
It's doable. We saw G2 close out the half in just the same fashion. They can hit their stride. But for G2, the other thing is, you take a look at those credits. They're starting to run a little dry. This squad does have Reckoning to work with. No other ultimates close to being online.
वो एक राउंड में बहुत तंग किया गया इस पर है.
Big fan of this kind of setup. Question is where it's going to be used. And for Leaf, seems to be a middle peak. He'll have his turret covering it, and they are moving towards him. We'll see if that outlaw can have the impact. We hear the shots fire, but they don't find their mark.
Nope, not going to be anything. And it's the same again. Okay, nice shot. Someone's been doing that.
कुछ भी मारते हैं भाई, कुछ भी मार. ये देखो, ये देखो.
Not like this. This would be the worst way to let a map slip away. In fact, it's even.
Huh?
Is he just fat fingered?
He's misclicked it. He meant to drone.
Oh, that's just. It's gone horrifically.
Oh my freak!
Just comes out with 3 in a second. This round was looking like it was falling apart, but maybe in the most uncharacteristic way, they might take it anyway. Flank coming in. That's the major.
Gaya GG's.
All onto Jing. It's not been a great round, and now he's under real pressure. The spike gonna take some serious damage. And he's,
As I said, Thrifty. भाई वो ड्रोन कर रहा था, उसको उल्टी खींच दिया.
Definitely going to want to forget.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hard one to forget, though. We'll be talking about that for a while. And MasterCard Thrifty closing out the map 13-8, and G2, they look very strong. That was PaperX's map pick, and they had them outclassed, outthought every step of the way. Now we look forward to Lotus, forward to Bind, and think, will they have a chance? Well,
I don't think so. Lotus, I don't think so भाई G2 को हरा पाओगे, because G2 का Lotus is very strong. उनका पहला मैप पिक रहता है G2 का. ये आज के दोनों ही गेम्स 2-0 हो रहे हैं. एक चाइना लेके जा रही है, एक अमेरिका लेके जा रही है. सिंपल. अभी के लिए गेम कैप्चर ऑन कर लेते हैं, ये बंद कर लेते हैं. गाइस से 25 सब्सक्राइबर्स और फॉर 2100. लेट्स गो. एंड मेरा पिकम्स वीडियो अगर नहीं चेकआउट किया है तो जाके चेक कर लो. देखो ये कल के सीन है भाई. इसमें मारो 25 मारा तो हाँ जीता हूँ, फिर 8-17 थोड़ा सा डुलिस्ट खराब थे तो भाई हमारा भी किल नहीं हुआ. ये देखो हमारे डुलिस्ट देखो 5-9, मैं 8 मार के भी ऊपर हूँ. इधर मैं 21-18 पे भी हारा हूँ. Only one region. Only one. ये सडन कैसे हो गया? पर सडन शॉट्स की वजह से 2 शॉट्स डाले ना, दोनों शॉट्स से कन्वर्जन आया। थैंक यू सो मच। ये सडन शॉट्स की वजह से कन्वर्जन आया। इससे पहले वाला जो शॉट्स डाला था ना, उस पे कन्वर्ट हुआ। बाय द वे, उमायवा मेरी गेम स्क्रीन को क्या हुआ? ये रहा, ये विंडो कैप्चर ऑफ रखो भाई। बाय द वे ग्रम्पी भाई, और पुराने शॉट से कन्वर्जन आया है थोड़ा सा। और मेरे को शॉट्स मैंने वही देखा भाई, एकदम से कन्वर्ट कैसे हुआ?
मैच फाउंड।
मेरे को खुद को नहीं पता, फिर देखा कि भाई हाँ ओके दिस कैन हैपन। हम फिर गोल्ड आ गए हमारे थ्रोअर्स की वजह से।
They have no idea how heartless I am.
लेट्स गो 2K 5K जल्दी अगर हो जाए। बाय द वे आज पिकम्स जाने वाले हैं ग्रम्पी भाई। आज पिकम्स के एल लगने वाले। G2 वन साइड मार रही है, वो भी डरा धमका के।
This is gonna hurt, agents, but remember, I am the effect, not a cause. You did this.
Go, go, go!
You made me.
Go, go, go!
ऐसा मारेगी तो कैसा चलेगा G2? हम का जाए फिर?
Fight.
Here we go!
वाह,
Taken out!
वाह। ओजी गेम सिर्फ हाई पे, अब ओजी गेम सिर्फ जेंजी दे रही है सबको अपने रीजन में। हाँ मतलब काइंड ऑफ यू कैन से, बट टैलेंट का गेम देख के अच्छा लगा। द वे टैलेंट इज प्लेइंग इज गुड।
I'm out of here!
टैलेंट मचांड कर सकती है।
Embarrassing.
वो एक राउंड को एकदम गंदा लगा मेरे को। केजे आगे पीछे से आके 4 मार गया भाई। कैसे? साला 1 नहीं 2 नहीं 3 नहीं 4। ओ 2 हेड मारा। By the way, today not streaming, Grumpy boy. अरे कुछ भी भाई, बच गया। चक्कर हुआ। ये मटर पनीर खवा। अरे फाइट लेनी है तो ले लो वरना मत लो। तो इससे तो आएंगी ही बेटर है। खतरा भाई। भागो। अभी नहीं मारने को हुआ।
Feeling sight. I'm out of here.
I am trading.
Parasite.
Away with you.
वो देखा ही नहीं कि वो वापस भी आएगा, उसको छोड़ दिया।
Cutting their vision.
Joke's over. You're dead. 10 seconds until stage change.
अरे आ गया हो रे ना इधर से, मैं काटने का कोशिश करने आ रहा था। Never remind is the मैं बोला ये गोली तो खाएगा ही वो।
You disappoint me.
अरे यहाँ से यहाँ आ गया, 112 दिया मैं।
Not ready yet.
ट्राई कर रहा हूँ, ये नहीं हो रहा। मैं सब एंगल देख रहा है भाई।
Go, go, go.
Over there.
Cutting their vision. I'm out of here.
ओ डबल पिक आ गया।
Not ready yet.
Get out of my way.
Not ready yet.
The hunt begins. Show me a target. 15 kills to go.
हग दे।
Spawning. Destabilize.
वाइड लगा।
Hi, I'm pissed. We're good.
Got through. Pathetic. No distraction.
क्या एक एक गोली मारा हूँ. अरे एक ही किल से हाँ जीजीस. क्या गेम लग गया. Okay, they're back on the desk and we also go back on the game screen. Let's go. बंद करो, बंद करो. ये भी बंद करो, ये भी बंद करो.
We've seen them do well, but the reality is there's a lot then to adjust behind the scenes for them to hit their stride here.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, well, I sort of walked past them having a little bit of a conversation backstage. As we said, no surprise, neither team is really going to be making those mass changes. And another comment you can make about the pacing of it is when you do
Neon खेल रहा है ठीक है, but there is no KJ or Cypher. Forsaken, hello.
In the retakes having, like, especially on the B side, being able to lock off certain
Double duelist comp.
Also just the takes towards A. It's going to have to be, again, much faster, much less reactive, and you're not going to be able to play with rotations anywhere near as much other than Jing just straight up running it down. But, as you can see, they've got the decent win percentage on this one over the last stage. So, even though it is a choice of G2, and clearly they've come in with a game plan, knowing what they want to do, confident in their own map choice, it's still a very good map for PRX. I don't think they're going to be too worried going into this one.
Yeah, one of the criticisms.
Everybody is chilling.
On the desk who was saying that Jing was taking a couple of fights on his own, a couple of individual duels. And sure, a lot of the time, especially in the first half, he had something with him. There was always that duo system. You're not going to see that most likely this time around because this whole composition is made to set the two of them up, to have them take the space together. And I think that solves some of the issues. For me, the difference in the last map, G2 were playing as a cohesive unit. They were a team, and it showed in every decision, in every moment, in how disciplined they were before the retakes, in re-clearing space. When you look at PRX, we didn't see that same level. We saw them get caught off guard, and now I hope that won't be the same.
Think about the three-man B pushes that they were doing, where they were able to flank so fast into all of those A takes because of the control they had. That's more difficult to avoid when it comes to a map like Lotus when you're not running a Sentinel. So it's definitely going to have to be something in the back of PRX's mind that, okay, they're going to try and challenge us for space. Are they going to be making those like deep A pushes as we see so regularly? Are they going to have a sort of jump spotter on C that can give them that early information? And if they are, how do we shut that down? How do we make them play a little bit more scared? Because if you allow G2 to have all of that control on that defensive side, you're going to get blasted. I'll be honest. So you can't allow that to happen.
No, you really can't. For PRX, the pressure is most certainly on. This map and the next need to go their way, and G2, well, they seem to be the more refined team, at least on the first map. We'll see if that changes as we're about to get into Lotus. G2's map pick, and they'll start this one out on the defense.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into this one. I think, especially for PRX, after having that map sort of slip away from them, starting on the attack is going to be good. Like, having the ability to set the pace, and that pace is going to be high tempo. For now, though, it's more of a spot. Jonah P's just looking for information.
God, the game started. I was searching for something. I got something.
Yeah, I mean, last map, we saw him go first, and it was a disastrous round, but at least finding a 4K. The A site taken by PRX, so at least they'll trade out the life of a man for the site control. Losing out on that Fade utility hasn't stopped them putting boots on the ground, but the retake from G2 quite quick. Paranoia is absolutely perfect.
Nice shot, something.
Still gets away with one, and the nade is slowing them down. Nice disruption from PRX.
IC low है. भाई ये जॉन अभी पागल है.
Take it over. 3 headshots already. That sheriff in his hand is looking like it has aim lock. Looking for a little bit more, but the trade backs are still good. It might be all on Jonah.
अबे ये आदमी एड़ा है.
Finally, he's put down.
अबे मैं बोला भाई.
Pick up the pieces. What a pistol round. Now I know what the P stands for.
ये आदमी पागल है.
1-0 for G2, and my goodness, yeah, we talked about Leaf, we talked about Jonah P, more so in their ability to get behind you and find those.
भाई ये गनफाइट्स पे जीत रहे हैं. स्ट्रैट्स पे नहीं जीत रहे हैं.
Stepped it up a little bit. Look at this. Gorgeous first shot, and then these follow-ups are absolutely clinical. Even grabbing another to make it doable for Leaf in the end.
Nice.
Down to 7 HP. Good round. But it's not close enough.
It's literally only because Leaf has shields.
भाई क्या मारा बे?
It's unfortunate because, yeah, a hero that saves them because PRX actually did very well and they forced.
PRX did very well. मेरे को डाउट हुआ भाई. Nice one, Dawei. But Trent
gives him the advantage, and he backs away.
He's doubled up, still has a Prowler to work with. Icy needs to keep control over Heaven. He's under pressure. Something already up close.
ठीक है, 2 मारे, लेकिन भाई ये DM चल रहा है.
To put 2-0 on the board, weapons upgraded as well. Same thing as last map. It's a decent follow-up round from PRX, but they force spot. That's the real problem. Like round 2, that kind of damage, usually great, but now you haven't got the credits to capitalize on it.
Yeah, it means that likely into the next round they'll come in with a full buy with everything they could ever need. Like there won't be maybe light shields or something like you might normally see, but it also gives another round for economy to be built up. So you can see a slightly better buy than what they had in the last round for G2. I guess there's also just the thought process of it is PRX. Maybe they do it again.
Short!
Well, one of the only investments other than pistols is that Marshall.
They've still gone for the Sheriffs, though. You know, even though things haven't been going their way, PRX are not going to lose their mojo. Still coming in. An opening pick towards the A site. Weapon on the floor. I actually think that was a Phantom, too, because there was a lot
nice
of
try.
upgrades
But
than you might
Trent
have thought.
being
Last
Trent.
couple seconds before the barriers went up. Trent does well to manage the numbers of PRX. The Prowlers cleared out a lot of close space. They'll get back towards the stairs, but they're conscious that someone could already be close.
He's kind of good with the Bulldog, you know? He's kind of good with it. Valen.
All 3.
It's not going to overface. Not really any need to. Icy already reclaiming a little bit of ground. Something does have the gun, but he's desperately low on health.
You're dead.
Short रहे थे.
Divide to go down behind him. That is...
Nah. This is not happening.
Position now. Something needing. Oh, maybe one of the craziest plays with how low he is. Having the rifle's not even that much of a hit because a single bullet will leave him down in the dirt. And while
Short Mindfreak.
at least a first.
Still hinging on something, and especially with Mindfreak going down. Once he finds the first, that's where things should stop. They haven't cleared him just yet, but, well, now he's
Nice.
seen.
As expected. They are playing so chill, so slow.
Phantom.
Hi, Lucky Bhai, kya le?
Bulldogs as well, at Bulldog, at Guardian, perfect stuff. 3-0. Solid start for the defensive side. PRX, they've certainly shown that they're willing to brawl and able. And that may stand to them in the next round, but not just here.
Yeah, the problem is, although they've kept the economy relatively honest, you're still going to have 5 rifles. You're still going to have enough to probably invest into the next round anyway. And you got a 3-0 start. So it really does just put them on the back foot almost immediately. I think if PRX don't find a response here, this could very quickly get out of control.
Oh yeah, it
हो गया out of control. They are asking कि end this soon. जाते हैं हम भाई. हो गया हमारा.
Gonna light up Jing a little bit and slow down the rest of the squad in clearing out that space. Slowing down PRX is something not a lot of players can do. It's just getting all the walls lit up, turning them into Swiss cheese, but PRX have waited out the spams.
And in fact, they're going to fall back off it. Maybe just wanting to set up Mindfreak, but no. It's in fact just a ruse. No aggression on the other side. They've also baited out that they could have taken some tree control, and they are just going to full sprint their way towards the other side of the map.
चले
Now,
गए.
has been spotted. The deep turret gives Leaf...
Finally value level 20 हो गया था, but अब
So that's the
पता.
other thing. It's possible that they're just going to look to play this as a retake, but instead, especially
All
with
good
the
रे.
utility
5 hours
goes
का ही है,
down,
निकल जाएगा.
just going to fall back. I say that, still within
Nice.
the site, who hasn't
अबे.
been spotted again. It's Danger Man, Jonah P.
Yeah. Sat in the
Nah,
smoke,
bhai.
waiting for it to fade. It's going to be a duel between himself and Jing, and it's
Nah.
Jonah P to win it.
Nah.
Up. Device gone too. That should have been the trade. And instead, Forsaken as an impossible task. 4 players coming his way, and Nade used alongside a reveal. They know roughly where he is, and now the rest of the util comes
Nah,
in. The
bhai,
C
nah.
saved.
This
So
is
much
not true.
information. That's an absolutely gorgeous play.
PRX getting dismantled.
Economy farming
Not.
round for G2, 4-0 up, 4 players alive. Those credits are going to be sky high.
Yeah, PRX got more done with the low buy. It really
did.
was. And again, you said it, the way that they saved a lot of their utility, like what they did there was put the snake bite on the left, so if he does manage to dodge the C's, he's getting vulnerable and then the player swings, or he gets hit by the C's and he has basically, I think it was 30 HP to try and fight versus the entirety of the team. They're so good at just putting their utility into the right
Now the
place.
timeout
Like,
begins.
Because we've seen so many teams lose crazy rounds to
I think
Forsaken.
so. It's 30, you know. भाई वन साइड मार रही है G2, रुक ही नहीं रही है.
There needs to be some sort of
भाई ये
response. And while
ओडिन भी
how
डैमेज
many
करेगी अब.
rounds they've lost in a row, the loss bonus is there. Bladestorm available for something. Let's hope this is the start of something.
Is that Trent opening the door? He's trying to spot how many players are outside. And now he hears the steps up close, so a little bit late. But that could have been something. Still something to be afraid of on the side of PRX. You can see them taking their time and closing the distance. They've heard the reload. They know there's another wave of spams about to go, and they think they've bypassed it, but there's still someone covering it on the walkthrough. They've seen that one man of something has already crossed. Nightfall to be used, but something's around the back. He's got Icy covering it from up top,
going 13 oh.
Now they maintain their control, slow the push.
Anyhow, it's going 13
in the other direction,
मेरे को लग रहा है वो.
Waiting as usual on a sliver of HP.
Jana B.
Devi, the last man standing. Another.
Bro, this guy is not. This guy is not real.
They barely break a sweat unless Devi can turn up the heat, and he doesn't know that there's a player sneaking right around behind him.
This guy is not real. This guy.
He managed to win the battle over on the A site with the smoke being down on B, but yeah, Jonah P today, it's just having one hell of a performance. We saw.
भाई कितना इजी खेल रहा है. मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही. कैसे भाई? आई गेस साउंड सही है. भाई तुम्हारा गाना लेकर मेरे को भूख लगी. ये इतना इजी गेम दिखाने के लिए दे प्रैक्टिस 10 hours 12 hours a day. वैसे बताओ क्या है सब्जी? लौकी है. खाओगे तो आ जाओ.
No, he just wide swings them again and again. Gorgeous play. And 5-0 for a reason. G2 are looking unbelievable. PRX struggling to get even a round on the board just yet. A rifle for something and pistols to back them up. This is the kind of round where they have so far done the most damage. We'll see if that carries through and converts to a round win.
I think the Nightfall overdrive. Pretty nasty combo.
Yeah.
But then again, look at the position that Trent is playing in. Like, just consider that right now. He is.
No, this is
just playing
something serious.
They've got the Viper's Pit down on one side. They know that in these moments. There you go. They've expected the Nightfall. As said, sometimes it really does look like PRX are just reading from the hymn sheet of the opponents because they've used their ult. It's not really gained anything, and G2 are very happy to play the retake.
Yep. They were ready for this from the get-go. One flank position from Forsaken, though, that could catch them off guard. Look at that. He's got a nasty angle. He hears the steps, and Jonah P, a taste of his own.
Shot.
Dropped from behind. A rifle to be recovered. PRX with a stance to fight. He's caught off. The finger gun's not doing the damage. They'll concede the space, let them down the stairs, and fight them on the side.
Leaf is killing it.
Now looking for control over Tree.
Shot Valen. Okay, double up the. Oh, bro, this is not good for PRX right now.
Successful defensive side already guaranteed.
मुझे लगा पनीर है.
G2 are going to slow down.
It's just how confident they're playing. As said,
भाई PRX के लिए इतना खराब कैसे जा रहा है?
To PRX have that much faith in your ability to retake, but you kind of understand why. Like, look, well, 4 of the 6 rounds they have on the board are off the back of retakes. Maybe some less so than others in how the rounds were actually played out, but it wasn't even that close in the end with how much time they actually allowed them to set up. I think, what, like 2.5 seconds still remaining. They are looking super comfortable. Again, we're going to see an investment, but using that Nightfall in the last round to very little effect. It was more the lack of information.
A control के लिए fight.
Operator in for something is an attempt at a change.
The thing is, though, that it's not like there's been big peaks coming out of G2. They're very happy to sit back and let PaperX push into them. Lockdown in play.
Nice.
Jonah P. Again, the positioning.
Oh, okay.
ठीक है. 1 for 1.
Positioned himself right in front of Device Spray.
Again, good isolation of the jaw, but at least PaperX have managed to keep this one even. One of the better opportunities they've had. Now, it's going to split the defense quite a bit more. Showstopper is available for Icy. So again, if they wanted to, they could lean.
If they get 1 node, this is not good.
Valen is just going to be jump spotting.
If they get 13 node now, this is not good. This is freaking not good.
Now, and there you go. And I think
भाई इनको देखकर मुझे लग रहा है कि मैं स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर हूँ. भाई गेम में जाओगे तब समझ जाओगे.
If Leaf swings this and they get the kill, they will run back in the other direction. In fact, they're going to do it anyways. Something. Now moving through to re-clear this space. He hasn't gotten the peak he wanted. The patience of G2 is commendable, to say the least. This swing, yes.
Nice.
Icy's down, but the trade attempt is there. Down to the shorty, closing the distance. Something playing a crazy game, upgraded to the rifle. Down
Oh.
doubles it up.
Leaf got 2
for their side. And Trent, oh, Mindfreak knows he's up close, but now the info goes both ways. The spray comes close. Mindfreak.
Nice.
For the double.
Nice.
For PaperX.
Finally.
Yeah, I think again,
कितना easy लगता है गेम इनको देखकर. Obviously.
To get into that site and find the opener. Something does well with the operator, and then just playing off of that late round. And again, even just the trade out through the smoke was pretty big, because we've seen such high impact rounds from Jonah P. This will get them onto the board. It's just whether or not they can now try to extend things. Luckily, they do save that operator, so that's still going to be in play for this next round. And they have themselves the null command, which will have value in reducing Leaf setup. Instead, though, the defense have got aggressive on both sides of the map.
You talk about the push and the pull, but this was just the push. PaperX found themselves the pick. It's been traded out on the other side. C-site left for a retake. Nano's broken already, 1 activated. We'll slow them down, section them off, but, well, actually, I love this. I adore this. A little bit of damage done. Jing and Forsaken now decently low, but the plant will come through. PaperX have some ground to fight from.
Trent's trying to
Retake. IC के ult पे retake.
One side. He's been denied. Well, denied the ult. Maybe not denied the kill.
IC बोलता है मेरे ult को ये करते हो. ले भाई.
We'll let them know that there's at least was no one there. And the rest of the team just looking to push together.
खत्म.
It's all going to be on to one.
IC भी like मेरे ult को deny करोगे. मेरे ult को वहाँ पे ये करोगे. बस.
Yeah, they might have hit him with the knife, but he stopped the show himself. Gorgeous stuff from Icy. Really impressed by him in this series so far, and by G2 in general. We expect this to be a close one on a surface level. There was always the chance of a mismatch of styles or of PaperX. Look, like you pointed out earlier, Tom, on a downward trajectory in terms of international events.
10th का आज नहीं है. 10th का next week है.
Grand finals, top 2.
Next week मतलब हाँ Monday ये कल Monday off रहेगा. Tuesday रहेगा I guess. Tuesday या Wednesday रहेगा 10th का match.
The challengers section of Valorant. The heights they've reached already, unbelievable. They may just be about to 2-0 PaperX, certainly if it keeps going this way.
Even a bit back before they made it into the VCT, there was conversations about could this team just beat them anyway.
Yeah.
I think that was answered fairly quick. PaperX again down to a shoddy by 3 pistols, a couple of Guardians. We haven't quite seen those same hero plays that we've wanted to at least. There was 1 or 2 on the previous map, but I guess Mindfreak's double is about the best we've had so far. He did get them their first round. Now an attempt to just walk through, and well, that's going to be revealed. Solid utility, maybe not the goal.
Oi!
I take it back. Somehow it's made that work. Well, he's finally put down.
दवाई भाई.
Too late. Well,
short दवाई भाई.
Maybe don't count the Vi out just yet. 45 seconds. He's got himself a rifle now. His HP quite low. The chance for a big play. PaperX needs something. I think they'll take any chance they can get, but look at G2. We talk about the discipline. Good attempt by Divide. Baits out the first fight, knows there'll be a swing back side because they've played enough rounds against G2. This isn't a squad that's going to send individual after individual to fight you. They group
120
up,
mara.
together, and their reward is an 8-1 lead. But this man felt my heart skip a beat.
It's the moment of realization. I think he sees the little bit of like smoke from the dash and goes, wait, what? Oh! Still manages to get the kill. Had a little bit of support from his friends. 8-1. Whether you were a G2 or PaperX fan, I don't think you expected it to be this dominant. They have looked incredibly strong. As said, on the first map, PaperX were in it at a point, and then the adaptations came in. At this point, it seems like G2 have been ready from the get-go.
G2 are adapting again, aggressive push-up on B. They hear that A main control, and they realize it's just going to be the same old playbook. They're taking control, taking tree, and fighting site, and that early flank is catching them off. No one's ready for it. Look at Mindfreak, he's staring forward. Jing's just about spotted them.
And nice shot.
To at least do damage, making it doable for Mindfreak, who's grabbed the double. But again, the trades keep swinging in the
Abe, Jonah P.
Players like Jonah P. I don't understand how he does it again and again. Divine now has it all to do. He's got the right gun for the job. Gonna try to brrr them out of this one. It's gonna be difficult. Nice lineup. Good spam, but they're going right back.
Counter aa raha hai bhai, counter aa raha hai.
Already past half, and it's too far gone. The spray might be good for one.
He jumped across and killed him.
But one's all they get. 9-1 on the board, Tom. This is a devastating start to map 2. And well, G2's map pick for a reason, I suppose.
Yeah, even still, like it's been a solid map for PaperX. They're just getting shut down. As I said, last time they played Jing, I think it was 28-14. He's 2-10. Like he's not been in the game. I don't remember saying his name once. Like it really. That never happens. He's one of the best individually skilled players we have in Valorant, but right now it seems like individual skill doesn't matter. Whoever they face off against, they're getting destroyed. Like this is a pure team. The reads are impeccable. Like every time that Nightfall is online for Trent, he is out of the site and going back in. And they are so happy to do that. We mentioned the flanks. I think this is the first time the flank has really been a big issue because they haven't needed to. They've had to read so often to get players in the right place, so they haven't needed to go around the flank. They throw it in here, and it does catch players. They also have fights from the broken door. Like, there's so much cohesion from this G2 roster, and that is the difference. Is it individual skill winning them all of these rounds? No. It is the cohesion between the players that they'll be supportive utility. Okay, Jonah P has won them a couple of rounds with straight BS, like just like
100%.
unbelievable
100%.
positioning and skill, but like other than that, they're just outclassing.
Oh, 100%. Like at this point, Tom, people have been telling me for a while, Americas is so far ahead of EMEA. This is their number 2. I mean, they're playing a damn clean game. I'm getting worried. I'm starting to sweat a little bit, and I don't think it's just the temperature here.
I feel like there's even an argument if they are the number 2 because of how close.
Their final, right?
Yeah.
It was OTs and
13, 15, 14, 16. Then they won 13.
Today Tens is not playing. Next week at Tens ka game.
This team is
number 2 in the technicality.
Yeah, and after their performance at the last international, even less so. They have looked incredibly good.
But this is just.
आज टेंस नहीं खेल रहा
है. Man, it's just clean. The ideas, the executions, nobody is greedy on this squad. Everyone's just playing it for the numbers to win the game, and that's all you can ask for.
ये लो इधर-उधर करके भी वेलन को फ्रैग मिल गया.
He's taken a lot of damage. A more direct approach this time from PaperX, but I'm going to sound like a broken record. These retakes have been stellar. Something's trying to get ahead of it. I really don't mind him pushing up, trying to fight more aggressively. They haven't been able to hold, but again, an impactful double.
1v2 है, ये निकाल देगा मेरे को लगता है.
Oh, it's a bit of a wide swing.
अरे 4 सेकंड भाई गलती हो गई थी.
Puts the second round onto the board with 3 kills. At least something. Maybe they can start looking at curves.
4 सेकंड भाई गलती हो गई थी.
We're gonna definitely hope.
छोड़ो यार मैं नूब.
अरे
all good रे मैच एंजॉय करो.
Still that curse. Well, it used to be a big thing, and PaperX gonna have to perform a ritual to bring it back. They'll need to find this round at least, and
Tom,
Maybe
so
Paper
far.
Thin can do it. I've heard he's pretty good at rituals. I've seen him with the DRX jersey. He's not in the building, so he'll have to. I don't know. It means he can go out in the street and do it. In fact, that's what I want to see.
You want to see Paper Thin in the street doing a ritual?
Is it going to be 9-3?
That's what it is.
All right, we'll see if we can arrange that.
काय उल्टी आई उससे पहले यहाँ पे
Might be the only one.
भैया ने अल्टी मार दी मेरे को लग रहा है 10-2 है हाँ क्योंकि ट्रेंड पागल हुआ पड़ा है ओके जोहान पी को शट डाउन किया
Look at the position of Leaf at this point.
No, he's gonna get revealed.
Okay, he's revealed. He's revealed. He has to break it. Now they know. Now the flash goes through. Gorgeous. Okay, there's the reaction.
फिर भी
from
वाल
PRX and the
नाइस
follow-up from Persephone
नाइस
and Defy. Now they're hitting their
नाइस
It might be a little late in the half, but they've got the foundations laid. A pistol could bridge the gap, but they're going to need it.
Yeah, we finally saw some life in the squad, like reading what was going to be done by Jonah P. I think that's the first time that he's actually been caught. And then also Forsaken. Last couple of rounds, really stepping up to the plate. It's a mountain to climb, but luckily there's a second half after the break.
मेरे को लग रहा है ये 2-0 खत्म होने वाला है 11-3 12-3 देन 11-3 12-3 पे ये डन हो जाएगा जीजीए 6 people are watching guys make sure to hit that like and subscribe वाह भाई ये लाइक कम कैसे हो जाते हैं By the Leo bundle. बिल्ली क्यूट है बिल्ली नहीं क्यूट है
There's a lot of threats, like EDG and Foot is the game that's going to be played later on, and if this is the level that we're getting, okay, maybe it has been impressive level on the other side, but I do question whether or not we're
लाइक करो बे
can they beat
लाइक मत
either
करो
of the teams we'll see play later.
साला 11 लाइक थे 9 हो गए वापस 8 हो गए
That's it. If they have a flat performance like this to start it out, but 2 rounds to close out the last half, it's a little injection of hope. The pistol round carries most of it on its back. If PaperX don't win this one, again, the home stretch for G2, and we saw it. It was just too far out of reach on Icebox for PaperX to come back into. G2 didn't slow down. Barrier's about to go up. The challenge, not to lose 4 players to
What do you guys think?
You know what, he doesn't have a sheriff this time, so I'm not a believer. Already though. Well, yeah, see, it's not a sheriff. Not quite as controlled,
nice.
aggressive from the defensive side. They've met them outside B, and well, just about.
But the damage
keeps things even, but neither team is shying away from this. They want to.
No, oi, Jonah P.
It's not going to be 4, you know, not possible, but it's still pretty good. Last man standing, something. Wow.
Can he do something?
I believed in the post plants of G2 throughout the entirety of these series, and I don't think I'm gonna start to not believe now.
No, I don't really care what the number is for Jonah P. He needs a raise. He's putting in the goddamn work at this point.
Yeah.
Trent with a bulldog, Trent with an Odin.
G2 का पे क्या ना?
I'm becoming a fan of this team very quickly.
Are you just trying to get the whole team a raise? Is that the goal?
At this point, Tom, you disagree? It's been unbelievable.
Nice
and
shot.
Something grabs one, that is all she wrote.
Going, shut up! shut up!
Shut up.
10-3, double digits found in the first round of the second half. G2 certainly seemed to be in the home.
I think so guys, game 1 के बाद जाना पड़ेगा because थोड़ा सा काम आ गया है. अब भी takes time.
See it here, but
If they do it on defense, then I think Prey's almost just GG the game. Like, you're not going to have that extra injection of having the plant, so it's not. And the last time out, it was one player standing.
So I guess after game 1, I'll go.
Wasn't even close. So
Matches enjoy
you're
karo.
basically just going to go in with sheriffs or stingers with no shields or light shields. It's just not worth it. So it is just going to.
Official channel पे matches enjoy करना. We'll go after this. I guess ये जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा.
And although, yeah, if they do lose this round, it will be a massive jinx. The way that G2 have been playing, I would be gobsmacked if they lose this round.
Absolutely. They have been so disciplined. The teams that lose these rounds tend to be much more loosey-goosey, taking risks. Now you can see that on the side of PRX, they're willing to group up and do a little exec play. All the util thrown
वो
outside.
स्टीप पहुंच जाएगी भाई. 5 push किए.
Space taken and there's no one here. Now they've got to go to the other side of the map, which is wide open. Typically, you'll have your sentinel on this side when you go for those big gamble plays, at least getting you the information early. PRX will struggle with that as they don't have one.
No, Leaf gets one.
Set up, watching.
Trent planted. अब आप post plant खेलो.
Well, I think he's going to be met by Leaf. It's only a pistol player, so
Shot.
Of the wall, but we'll garner him an extra orb at least.
Okay, okay.
They've dropped a couple of.
Hey, nice.
Where did that come from? Again, Forsaken. Giving them at least a life. There's time for this. Like, they're going to have to move quickly, and they're desperately low. Valen, a safe pair of hands, but not
Nice try. But by Forsaken के वो shots.
Managed to win that round.
Unbelievable, 42 HP between them as well. MasterCard Thrifty pulled out of absolutely nowhere. Typically when we see those, there's at least a small bit of investment, but this really came out of the blue. Double digits for G2, sure, but that lead not extended on, and now the economy in a tough spot. Hey, of all the ways to start this
भाई
out,
देखो
this may
क्या मारा दोनों को.
being one of the best for PRX, surprisingly.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it as something you should attempt.
That's not a foolproof strategy, that's for sure.
It's funny as well because the time they invested into round number 2 as a 4-spy, it failed miserably. And the time they didn't, they win with 2 players standing. It's the most PRX thing on the planet. And
Wow.
Jing,
Jingy boy. Let's go.
that train of thought. He's looking to battle and
Nice.
maybe get some confidence back. He's definitely had a bit of a rough map so far, but I don't think anybody's doubting that he can turn it around.
Yeah, that was his 3rd kill so far. Push up from something, good space taken. Turret not watching this angle, and it's left open for a moment. He has the timing. He has it perfect.
Shot.
And he's not greedy, just taking the one and backing off, holding the position now. Trent and Icy, the last 2 standing. And it looks like PRX have really found themselves a way back into this series. Back into this map, more importantly.
Oh, that setup. आएगा और मरेंगे.
And it's nice and easy. Just leaving Trent, just a sheriff. And if he wins this one, PRX may just walk off the stage. 10-5. Halfway there.
It's still
All good, all good. PRX can still come back.
The buy rounds is where the expectation changes, but I do think that just boost of confidence, like winning a round like that, gets everybody hyped up, gets the blood pumping. Also just proves, you know, we can take these rounds away from them. We can still get away with the stuff that we've been attempting and that has failed. I think Forsaken, a lot of the time, puts the world on his back when things are going bad. We saw that in Madrid as well, one of the craziest shotgun plays. No, the craziest shotgun play I've ever seen. Question now is, how far does that go?
Forsaken certainly not afraid. And you mentioned about the confidence.
Okay.
It's a big factor. Something certainly has it. Already going up aggressive on A. He's got backup. Prowler coming around, spotting a player close left, and he decides to back off. Yeah, this is a wise choice, knowing there could be a swing coming out from both directions. Can't see someone like Jing slow it down, even after a couple of bad rounds. Well, more than a couple. This Neon, he needs to be taking space, and he's done just that. Now they can start to rotate to the other side of the map. They'll be a little bit late, and Mind Freak seems to be just conceding the control.
Forsaken's knife not yet back online. He's put the fragment in, but it's only going to deny them the close corner.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Have to give this one up. Again, looking to play
ठीक
the
है.
retake.
ठीक है.
Plant. Gonna be denied just yet.
Plant हो गया.
Patiently for everybody to arrive.
Now retake is tough actually. भाई retake के लिए बहुत tough होएगा. बोला ना. Retake बहुत tough होएगा. Because post plant positions बहुत crazy सी है.
Forsaken, now the last man standing, misses the jump up top, or maybe he intended to stay below. He almost caught Trent off guard, but the reaction
Post plant positions बहुत crazy सी है.
For Trent, and 11 rounds now on the board. The home stretch well and truly in full swing for G2.
God, it's not like the other side where G2 can wait for their retakes and just everything falls into place. I don't mind the idea of the sort of the jump up from Jing, even if it's just the surprise factor of it. But again, whether it's Jonapi, whether it's Trent, like just having these positions to just almost maneuver around. That seems to be what's just so impressive about every player on this squad is their positioning. Again though, financially, PRX after the round, they won off pistols.
Huh?
Really gonna be good. That looked close, but no cigar.
Just a hair away, but it's enough. PRX don't claim the early advantage. G2 stacked up and ready to blitz out of this choke point. If they go for it, they could be in trouble. You've got Jing and Mindfreak ready to exact vengeance on them. Instead, the spike is shifting towards the B side. A bit of a split with some going C where they know that there's an op. You have to imagine there'll be deep utility used here to push them off the angle. Indeed, it's going to be the Prowler sent through, and it's caught him up close, got the op shot out. Now they
पे भी उन्होंने यहाँ पे स्पेस ले ली, लीफ मार दिया एक. अब सी अल्टी करेंगे.
It's a confusing one for PRX to read, and if they had an IGL, he'd be panicking about now. Forsaken, under pressure.
Short, he gets one.
They need a little bit more, and it's
Okay.
to deliver.
Good comeback actually.
Balan alone, first goes his way. Now he can back out of there, has the spike in his hand. They know exactly what it is, and something, well, a little bit too quick.
Nice.
To allow him to get away. A 6th round onto the board for PRX, a big one to win as well. It's going to put the economy of their opponents right on the back foot once again. And that is, again, the thing, just how disruptive this team can be. The rotations of Forsaken, selling the idea that, okay, he's gone down, Jing can now swing off the same position. And then this man at the back of the site, they give him anything, and he's not going to miss those shots. Still, a long way back. But these sort of back and forth rounds, well, at least winning one and then losing it straight back, is probably the best thing that could have happened for PRX, because it means that financially, again, G2 are in trouble.
Up reposition this time, playing on the A side to allow PRX to push up on C and take that space. Problem is they can't commit to so many players on Mound because they have to go back to clear B. That leaves them isolated when the fight comes down. G2 able to take that pick for free.
And gun upgrade.
Well, the world's their oyster. They can take it where they want. Turret still covering their back, but it's about to be out of range. Looks like commitment to the C site, and it certainly is. Straight through his Icy. Has Showstopper to use, but not anymore. Mindfreak keeping control over the back. He's lit down by the spams and has to be a bit more passive now. The rest of his team.
ठीक है 4v4.
2 stack up on B and 1 further, but they don't know that the snake in the grass yet again, the Viper down below, is on his way. And he's just wrapping for free. It could be an easy kill. He's gone into the smoke though. A moment of solace for Mindfreak, but he doesn't expect there to be a player there. Forsaken's blindsided, and Mindfreak low on the site will struggle to stop this plant.
He's trying his best.
भाई वो क्या पोज़ी लिया बे उसने. आज गाइस एनर्जी भी थोड़ी बहुत काम भी कर रहे हैं बहुत कुछ है.
For Mindfreak, Leaf tagged desperately low. It has to be Trent. It needs to be him to try and get something done. And what, 15 seconds left. Plenty of players behind, and in fact, it's a man that started it all. Mindfreak.
4 round और.
Reason I have this man's jersey at home, Tom. Phenomenal player. And a big round from him. Dodging the spams at first. His timing on the Shrouded Step was unbelievable. Forsaken was unfortunate to get caught blindsided as he walked back through. But the spams...
भाई अगर यही map 3 चलिए गया,
not just taking down Jonapi, I believe there was...
then at least मेरे को ये complete करना पड़ेगा. There's no other option for me right now.
The black cam there is quite funny. It looks like he's celebrating before he got the kill.
He's gonna peek me. Watch this.
11-7. PRX are on that road to recovery. Now the ultimates weren't used by G2, so they still have them going into this round. Viper's Pit, showstopper, but they built up on the other side as well. A matchup that
एंड अगर ये 2 राउंड निकाल दिया देन पेपर एक्स के ऊपर से हमारा भरोसा उड़ जाएगा.
immediate teleport. Valentine, I was about to say, if he sticks that, that's a bold attempt. Instead, though, it was just used to give them the information. Nightfall.
Nice shot.
Early, but Jonah P's lurk caught by something.
Yeah, who could have guessed Jonah P would be lurking in this game? Seems something certainly hit the nail on the head. Now the steps are heard leaving the B site, although, okay, the knife gets thrown through, so Forsaken knows there's someone outside B. He'll stick in position. C site, 3 players just outside it. They had success, 3 kills in the last round off just spamming the wall.
Flash आया, इसी फंसा.
They're not going for that this time. Instead, it's Jing running around the nade for Forsaken, and Jing steps right.
Valen 2 मार दी.
Farming them up. And on 9 HP, brave to use this ult through a smoke.
ले 1v1 आ गया.
It's a real chance. 1v1 against the op. This round was looking done. It looked like it was already in the bag, and instead, there is going to be a challenge. The op not going to be the best for spamming through that wall.
भाई 1v1 आ गया.
Find an angle. Leaf knows once this ult goes off, he has time to get the plant in. He's going for it. Something's wild, spams, perhaps no. He's instead going to close the distance, keep the element of surprise up his sleeve, and try to isolate this man. Caught scoping in. It's a big
Ah, bro.
It's not over yet for PRX. They pushed up to 8.
It's just a back and forth.
They're just taking it as 1 round at a time, 1 round at a time, 1 round at a time. 7 people are watching, guys. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe.
Leaf almost manages to turn, but again, a safe pair of hands is something with that operator. Jing, though, they're just the fact he's playing. Again, we've seen this earlier in the tournament, just playing through the fragments. And that is filthy. Just couldn't quite get it done on the last
Nice.
2 after losing 5 of the last 6 rounds. They're going to take themselves a pause. I think a necessary
एक टाइम आउट बनता है. लेट्स गो.
They were able to weather the storm. They were
हारेगी क्या पेपर एक्स? रक्षण अन्ना आई होप सो जीते, बट नहीं पता. वैसे भी मेरा मैच 2 आज मुश्किल लग रहा है. थोड़ा सा काम आ गया मेरे को.
They were sublime. PRX have started.
So I think so.
थोड़ा सा टफ रहेगा. That's where it becomes a little bit more problematic.
Well, you're seeing the first timeout for G2.
4 बजे मेरे को नहीं, 4:30 बजे तो मेरे को निकलना है.
This was what 9-3 at the halftime. An impressive, and the pistol went to G2. So a really impressive
This could have been
recovery.
over like 10 minutes ago.
In fact, with most teams, with most games, it would have been over.
Yeah.
But PRX have started to find themselves a little bit, and with 3 rounds in between.
बजाय रखना ना, वाइनर जाके है. लैंडस्लाइड वाले एरियाज का क्या हाल है?
This round not likely to be the one that they win. They've got pistols. They're very light investing. No heavy shields whatsoever. A few ultimates online, but again, unless you see Jonah P headshot 3 people, or 2 maybe, you're not likely to see that showstopper pulled into effect, unless there's a big mistake from PRX.
Yeah, same for his Viper's Pit as well. It's like you've got a stinger in case that eventuality comes about, but a lot more is needed. It's so aggressive.
पूरा सी से पुश कर दी.
Immediately taking control towards that C site. It's left something alone. This could actually be the bigger problem for them.
Yeah.
To dodge, but they're trying to pressure with a low buy, looking to get as close as they can. He's repositioned. He's now somewhat stuck in the mud, and they're waiting for
nice
rotation to come back in. Shots connecting.
दो एक आई थी. I see.
For even more. Not even needing that showstopper when he's got the pistol in hand.
Trent's behind as well.
अब वेलकम कर दिए. हो गया भाई. 12 हो गया. It's all good.
He's recovered a rifle, and it's the freest kill of his life with Jing down and out. What a way to push up to 12 from G2, a round that seemed like they wouldn't have a chance in. They had nothing but pistols for the
भाई शेरिफ के जो शॉट्स चिपकाए हैं.
Just Divide 1 against 4. A Viper's Pit to fight through. Icy, who's popping off everyone on rifles, bar Jonah P, who doesn't give a damn inside his pit, and a showstopper just for good measure. This is a disastrous outcome. And sure, he takes down 1, but that matters little to G2 right now. A 3K for
Bhai,
Icy,
Thrifty.
MasterCard Thrifty, and with that, 4 chances to take the series with a G2-0.
It's going to be the thorn in their side, a slip up. And one that it's unfortunate. Like, you put your operator on one side, and I thought that was going to be the main problem of the round, but It's mainly just the fact that Icy's able to wrap back.
भाई ये जो शॉट मारा ना आईसी ने घूम के, that's crazy.
He sees just a tiny bit of information and is completely ready for anything Mind Freak is going to do. 12-8. Operator now gone as well. Can't be back on the board for PRX in this round. It's been a huge part of what they have. Jing, he's
Boom.
gone as well.
And the showstopper's active, but Mind Freak's up top. No one was close enough to trade him out. Big
Okay.
swing as well. They'll double up on it.
ओए PRX ने फाइट कर ली अपनी जगह के लिए, बढ़िया.
The response seems to be to take it the other direction. The steps are heard as Valen moves up towards B main. They know that he's on his way here and something is more than ready to execute him. But Valen starts to run back. Timing for something isn't great because the turret's still there. It's going to catch him and give the information. They know that push has come through, but it does get the rotation to the C.
कॉल भी कैसा लोग फास्ट थे, एकदम ही आ गया करके.
It will have actually been a perfect stack up for them on the C side. Now G2 can call into question, okay, if he's pushed up, they know it's not B. They know the fake that we sold isn't going to be there. Forsaken under pressure, but he can't afford to give the game away here. Well,
ट्रेंड मार दिया, लो भाई, फंसा दिया उसको.
Trent is so smart. He throws the reveal and then just swings it, knowing that they're probably going to go for the peak. Nightfall goes through in the back of that. A huge kill, but with the Nightfall hitting, Trent takes his moment to go for the flank, moving around through heaven, sees that it's clear. Now you know that the defender spawn is not where they're coming from. It refocuses Leaf. He's now looking towards the water, where he's already heard Mind Freak. TP across, waiting for the steps, and he's turned.
Timing!
Free kill. Trent now has to do it all. He's pulled out multi-kills so many times in the past, and the first is his, but he's got to swing in.
NT. Bro, the timing of moving away.
3 more chances for G2.
The timing of moving away, bro. The timing of moving away.
Break back immediately after we see that pistol round victory. You got yourself what was a nice attempt to turn back around. After the early battles, it was looking rough, especially with the information that something was able to get with such a deep position. But even still, once Leaf went down, the position for the retake or the clutch for Trent just wasn't a good one. From the depths of hell again, PRX looked to rise. Economically though, again, they're still almost fighting off the back of that pistol, and it's given them enough to purchase once more.
Because नहीं करूँगा तो हटाना ही पड़ेगा.
Seeing a push up on A.
They've had success taking it. Mind Freak alongside Jing. Forsaken early knife for info on C, and the aggression from something successful, at least in the last round, for the information. First fight doesn't go their way. Mound control given over to the side of G2. Orb to be taken. 2 away now from a lockdown, and the push up on A. The slide in from Jing is gorgeous. Jonah P didn't stand a chance.
It's got to be infuriating. The amount of times he's been picked off by an operator pushing him, and now Jing sliding into position. The B site looks to be the point of contention. Smokes out, paranoia, utility, but there seems to be a point where they might look to just push through. I didn't.
Bhai, I see.
Managed to put down 2. It's not the play you expect to see with the Odin, and now Mind Freak's
I see.
perfect combo. It's left onto the man who started this comeback. Forsaken, 1v4.
Devastating round. Let's see if he can do it. And no,
भाई लगा ही
immediately
था,
shut
खत्म.
down. G2, 13-8 and 13 to.
It's over. By the way, guys, frankly speaking, आज थोड़ा सा काम आ गया यार. सीन हो गए, हल्का सा काम आ गया. एंड उस काम की वजह से हमें जाना पड़ेगा. तो भाई लोग एक काम करो. I would just say you one thing कि मैचेस एंजॉय करो ऑन द ऑफिशियल चैनल. लाइक करो चैनल अपने एंड सब्सक्राइब करो. मैं मिलता हूँ तुम लोग से कल. बाय बाय, टेक केयर. संडे है, मैं ऑफ लेता हूँ हर संडे, लेकिन आज तुम्हारे लिए तुम्हारा भाई आया था. बट काम आ जाते हैं यार, क्या करें. सो बाय बाय, टेक केयर, सी या, लव यू.